up, YouTube? I'm super excited to be sharing some more content with you all. One question that I keep receiving from some of my followers and some of my subscribers is what were some of the adjustments that I had to make when transitioning from high school to college. And so in this video, I'd like to share some of those adjustments and some advice that I maybe can give you to help you all out when you're making that transition. So you're gonna wanna stay locked in, stay loaded, and let's get it. So welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, what's up? My name is James Huntley. Before I get into my content, I have to do one thing that I do on each and every single one of my videos. So come here, give me a hug, show some love, bring it in, bring it in. Doesn't that feel so much better now the ice has been broken? Hopefully you feel a little bit more relaxed. And now you feel a part of the Get Right family, where on this channel I go over financial literacy, motivation, as well as professional development that will help you grow as an individual. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, that you want to know more about and want to stay in tune with, make sure you hit that subscribe button where I post each and every single day, and turn on those notifications so that you are aware of exactly when those videos come out. The first adjustment that I had to make when transitioning from high school to college was definitely the freedom. I had a lot more freedom when I got to college. Normally, when you are transitioning from high school to college, you are staying with your parents or an adult who is watching your every move. And so when you go to college, or if you go off to college, you are in a situation where there's nobody that's gonna be watching you. When you're in high school, you know, there are teachers that take attendance. They are contacting your parents if you're late to class, all this structure, and you feel a little bit constricted. But when you go to college, there's no one doing that. So you have so much freedom as an individual when you go from high school to college. And if you're like me, you don't like being told what to do, having to report home at a certain time, or feeling like you have to follow all these different rules. A little bit about me. I graduated from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte with a civil engineering degree. So when I moved from Winston-Salem to Charlotte, North Carolina, it was about an hour move away from my hometown, so I was able to experience some of that freedom. The second adjustment that I had to make from transitioning from high school to college was definitely the drugs and sex aspect of things. When I was in high school, yes, I was exposed to drugs and to sex, but it was mostly the minor drugs, like marijuana, people smoking cigarettes, people drinking alcohol. Cool. But when you get to college, the level and the intensity of drugs picks up a notch. You can go to a party when you're attending college, and they can have Molly's, Percocets, all these things that these rappers and people are talking about in their music. You are actually exposed to it. So that was one thing that was a huge adjustment, was, you know, I had access to any drug that I wanted. And so this can be a scary type of freedom for some. And it's all about who you're hanging with and who you're around. But it's an adjustment that you're gonna have to make. You're gonna have to be mature enough and understand that it's something that is available. You're gonna have to have self-control when, you know, being introduced to some of these drugs, because they will be present. Also, sex. When I was in high school, you know, I was exposed to sex. I could have sex. You know, you try to make time and figure out how you're gonna be able to have sex. But when you're in college, there's a little bit more freedom that you have. You have your dorm rooms. You can pretty much go into the dorms. You can have sex all the time if you wanted to. Like, there's all these women, you know, all these people that you're able to have sex with whenever, wherever, pretty much that you want. So that's a big adjustment that you're gonna have to make too. You will be exposed to drugs, you will be exposed to sex, and it's only gonna be intensified from high school. And the third adjustment that I had to make when transitioning from high school to college is definitely gonna be adulting. So when you go off to college, you are pretty much an adult now. You're like I guess a child and an adult at the same time, but you do take on different responsibilities. You may have small bills that you'll have to pay. You're responsible for, how you're going to get your next meal, how you're going to have some money so that you can do a few things in college. So the adulting was a big adjustment. When I was back home, yes, I worked. Yes, I paid a few bills, but more of the responsibility came on to me when I transitioned from high school to college. So this is gonna be an adjustment that you're gonna wanna be able to make. You're gonna wanna be able to manage your money and be able to pay your bills and do it on time so it doesn't cost you in the long run. I wanted to keep this video very short, straightforward, and to the point. I will be doing some in-depth videos on some of the adjustments that I had to make, like freedom, like sex and drugs. I'll be giving, specific examples on some advice that I have on those specific adjustments. But in this video, I wanted to keep it, very straightforward. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button and don't forget to hit that subscription button so that you know when I post, where I post, and that you are still growing each and every single day. Until next time, peace.
Ask yourself, are you really where you want to be?